But as I said, the real champion sits before you today, undefeated and undisputed.
Chael Sonnen is one of the most confident UFC fighters to live. He has learned a lot throughout his journey in MMA and coaching. One of his biggest lessons are about motivation and taking action. In this video, he will share his knowledge.
Everybody's going to have pressure, and while coaches love to tell you that you can control emotion, if you knew how to control emotion, you would be called a psychopath. You don't want to know how to control emotion. You want to be a human being that has every emotion. You want to be able to be happy. You want to be sad sometimes. You want to be scared. You want to be excited. You want to be able to have every emotion that a human being is supposed to be able to have without being some kind of a sociopath. Don't worry about controlling your emotions.
The only thing that changes is the environment. Just to give you guys an example, it's a very famous study done. This gentleman brings in a long 2x4. He sets the 2x4 down and has a group like this, and he asks random people to walk the 2x4 heel to toe. So they lay the 2x4 on the mat, everybody gets up, and they walk it like it's no big thing, right? Big deal. He brings in 2 big step ladders. He hangs the 2x4 across the ladders and he asks them who's ready to walk it. Nobody raises their hand. Environment changed, but the act doesn't. And on game day, environment changes. Why? Because they put a referee in there, make you take your t-shirt off, they bring in Uncle Dana. It's the same thing, it's the same 2x4, it's the same ring. We got a guy going into battle tomorrow. And believe me, he's got his game face on, but he's scared too. So many times we try to find the right emotion. What emotion is gonna help you? This is what helps you. Forward motion, getting your legs back, getting up off the bottom, working the whole time. Those are actions. Not one of those was an emotion. Anger, happiness, sad, fear, scared. Not one of those is gonna get adjudged and mark your name. This is what marks your name, actions.
The whole thing, particularly as it pertains to sport, is physical. All of it, 100%. 0% is mental. It's just a fun thing to say. It sounds powerful and innovative when you say it, particularly 25 years ago when it was first said. It's not true. There has never been a time, particularly in the sport of wrestling, which I'm specifically talking about, but feel free to take that and carry it over to any sport that you enjoy or that you participate in. There has never been a time where a young man walks onto the mat, the referee looks over and goes, whoa, that guy looks confident. Not only confident, he looks excited, he looks happy to be here. And then looks to the other corner and goes, that guy looks scared. That guy looks like he's dealing with some pressure. That guy looks like he'd rather be anywhere else. You know what? 2 points, confident guy. What the? It doesn't work that way. It doesn't make a damn bit of difference how you feel. None. It's all physical. Did you bend your knees? Did you put your hand up? Are you coming forward? Did you take one man off his feet against his will? Yes or no? Did you turn his shoulders towards the mat? Yes or no? You don't have to feel good doing it. You don't have to be confident doing it. You don't even have to want to be there doing it. I mean, ultimately in sports, you would get an athlete who not only wants to do it, he will view it as he gets to do it. Most athletes will look at it as I have to do this. I've agreed to do it. The time is now. I have to go do this. That's fine too. If you could get an athlete who didn't look at it as I have to do this, I get to do this, and ultimately I want to do this, you've won. Congratulations. Go write your own book. But either way, I'm still right. You either got that ball into the end zone or you didn't. And you didn't get it there through being confident that you could. And you didn't get there by having a great attitude and thinking that you did it. You grabbed the son of a bitch, put your head down, and ran through whoever was in front of you and got the ball there. 6 points go up. That's physical. Who do you think is going to get more benefit? The guy that goes, I love to run. I cannot wait to go running tonight. I am so excited to run 5 miles. Oh, look at this. My favorite show's on TV. I didn't know that was on. I think I'm going to go watch that instead. Versus the guy that goes, man, I hate running. I have a terrible attitude. I don't want to do it. I don't even know that I can. I don't even know that I can go 5 miles. Where are my shoes at? Put my shoes on, go outside, come back 5 miles later. Who do you think won that? The guy with the right attitude or the guy who physically went and did it? Who burned more calories? Who got in better shape? Who's better? Who's the who would you rather be? The guy with the great attitude or the bad attitude? But bad attitude went and did it. Great attitude stayed on the couch with his great attitude. Good for him. I'm sure he's having a great life. Most people aren't built that way. Most people experience different emotions, none of which they can control. What does one have to do with the other? It's not mental, guys. It is physical. It is all physical. You did it or you didn't. Actions are real. Emotions are fake.
You know, I wanted to ask you a personal question. Yeah. I have a constant struggle battling myself. I think at one point in my career, I just lost a lot of confidence. And you know, I have people saying, "Oh man, yeah, you're this, you're that." It's different when they see it, but if you don't see it for yourself, I don't think it's worth nothing.
Yeah, I could finish every sentence that you were about to say. Here's the biggest thing that happened to me, is I had lost, X amount of fights by submission in the second round, right around 7 minutes of the fight, dominated up till then. I go, this just isn't physical. I got a mental problem, and I'm finding out where it's happening. So I treated it like an alcoholic, where the first thing I had to do was admit I got a problem and ask for help. And I went in and saw a guy, a sports psychology guy. One of the huge things that I realized that everybody's going through it. I used to think there was something wrong with me. I used to be really embarrassed about it. And I talked to Randy Couture about it. And Randy said that the one thing that he learned is that he could never defeat it. He could never defeat the second guessing or the negative voice in his head. And that he just learned, I just got to learn to compete with it. I can't kill this off. I got to compete with it.
When doubt seeps in, you got two roads. You can take either road. You can go to the left or you can go to the right. And believe me, they'll tell you failure is not an option. That is ridiculous. Failure is always an option. Failure is the most readily available option at all times, but it's a choice. You can choose to fail, you can choose to succeed. And if we can plant seeds and let him know, move your feet, keep your hands up, stay off the bottom, that is the road to victory. Or self-doubt and negative talk, and that is the road to failure. But failure is always there, and it's okay to recognize that.
I mean, if I could leave you with anything today in my own journey through this, it's one, it's okay, and two, it's normal. And as athletes, and especially as men, as male athletes, hate to admit weakness, even to ourselves. And when you're dealing with something, you get some kind of a hiccup, first thing, acknowledge it, like you just did.
You might have that voice in your head that's telling you negative things, but you can't get rid of him. Some people are built that way. Some people are optimists, some people are pessimists. What's the difference? Grab that ball, cross that line, and they'll throw up 6 points. Would always encourage our athletes to care less. I would not encourage them to be careless. I would encourage them to care less in any relationship. Any relationship. It could be a marriage, it could be a business. Anytime where two people come together. It could be a sporting event. Any relationship, there is power to whichever party cares less. Not the party that cares more. The party that cares more is at the disadvantage in any relationship. The time to care is in practice. The time to care is in the summertime. The time to care is in the weight room. The time to care is at 5 a.m. before school when you don't want to get up and go running, but you do it anyway. That is the time to care. On competition day, if you can care less, if you can be more playful, if you don't think about the outcome, you think about the performance, you are in a much more powerful position than your opposition. Not rocket science. It's also not mental. You either go out there physically, you get those points, or you don't.